Hello everyone and welcome to my very first voiceover video. First of all, I am Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands, so this is not my first language, so please bear with me. Today we are building an apartment complex in Willow Creek for my save file. I'm doing the save file in collaboration with Laura Abbey. She will be doing half of it, so it's just a 50-50 build. We will be doing our own builds, so this is fully done by me, and then she will do her own ones. So today we have a huge build. I've never done something this size. I usually build really small houses. I still prefer those because this took so long and I just didn't know how to finish it, but here we are. So for this build, I decided to kind of divide it up in three colors, in yellow, blue, and green. As you can see here, the interiors are nothing like it. It's just for the exterior and for the colors of the apartment doors. So for this neighborhood in Willow Creek, me and Laura decided to do it a bit in like a shotgun house style. We looked up what neighborhood or what city Willow Creek was supposed to be, and we found out that usually people think it's meant to be in New Orleans. So we decided to divide all the neighborhoods in Willow Creek up in the different styles that New Orleans has throughout their city. I think it's a city. I'm not good with stuff like that at all, so I'm sorry. So for this neighborhood, we are doing shotgun style houses and other builds. So I tried to do it for this, but it was kind of tricky because shotgun houses are usually not very big from what I've seen. I've never been there. So it was kind of tricky to do it in a bigger build, but I think I kind of made it look like it. Um, so as you can see here, I'm just playing around with the windows, um, which I found pretty hard because I also had to place some doors to go to the balconies, and then I also had to decide what size the apartments were gonna be. But I think I managed to do it in a kind of normal way, which made sense. I did some stuff off camera because it's a huge build. I think it ended up with 11 apartments. So, yeah, that's a lot. And you can only use 6 of them, of course, with 6 units. So if you are gonna download this build and you do not like how I divided them in the units, you can always just switch them up. There are enough options in there. I did make sure to furnish every single one of them. I did 5 of them on camera, and I made them all with well, like their own style. So they will also have Sims move in there that I will create. So I will tell you all a bit about their backstory when we get to it. And then the other apartments, I decided to do them off camera and made them a bit like move in ready, but very empty. So just the main furniture is there. So a kitchen, a bed, a dining table, a couch, or sofa, whatever you want to say. um, so they're all in there. Um, your sim can move in, they can live there, but it just won't look great. But I thought that would be pretty realistic. It made me think of like when you move into a dorm room or something, they all have the same similar furniture. So that's what I did. I did change up the color for every apartment build. So they're all a different color scheme, so you can kind of see what you like, and you can see the difference in them. Right here was landscaping. I'm still so bad at landscaping. I never really like what I come up with. I'm usually more into building like modern builds, which is also easier for landscaping because you can just use straight lines and stuff. And I do try to put some random trees in my builds sometimes, but I don't know. I just think it always looks better when other people do it. So I'm still practicing there. In here, I'm just putting in a dumpster, and I wanted to make a pathway to the dumpster so people, well, Sims can just go there and throw out their trash. But then I decided, well, I might as well use the sidewalk, I think it's called. So, so the Sims can just use that. So that's what I did. In the back of the build, you can see that I divided up in a bit like 3 gardens. The middle one is for shared use, so I imagine Sims there will throw parties or barbecues or something like that for the entire complex to enjoy time together. I can imagine not all Sims are into that, which is fine because so many Sims can live here. And then on the sides, there are 2 gardens that belong to the apartments on that side. So there are 2 lucky Sims that can, or Sims with their families, that can use gardens. Um, in here, I was really struggling with the stairs. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to use elevators, but I just never used them before because I never make big builds. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna do stairs. And then it just wouldn't work. And I was like, oh, maybe a wall here. And no, no. It was a struggle. Eventually, I did manage to do it. I don't know if I like how it turned out, but it works, and that's the main thing. I definitely did learn a lot from this build, and I'm still kind of nervous for doing this voiceover, especially since it's not my first language. But I'm just gonna do it because I have so much to tell you all about the interior, especially. So here you can see the yellow doors, the green doors, the blue doors, sorry. And the green doors, the second floor has the most apartments. There are 5 there, and the top floor has 2 bigger ones for bigger families. Um, let's see, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah. We are just putting in some extra doors and dividing it up. Um, yeah, so as you can see here, I'm just keeping the hallways very empty. I think that's pretty realistic. Usually people don't put their own stuff and belongings in public hallways. We do have a laundry room for the Sims to use. No one has their own washing machine or something in their apartment, so they can all use this room. I did make sure to put in a fire alarm because I just cannot even count how many times my Sims has set fire to a drying machine. I think it was the dryer or the washing machine even, but I think the dryer would make more sense. This is a little trick I learned from Laura Abbey. She usually does it with, I think, the wooden part thing, but I kind of like this style for the shotgun style a bit more. So I did put in that middle part on the roof because I thought it looked like a cat before I did that. So it was a must to do that. And this is what I mean with placing the random trees. I'm just trying to do something and make it look good. I don't know if it looks good, but you know, I'm trying, I'm learning. I've had some breaks from Sims throughout my simming, well, whatever we want to call it. Yeah. So I'm just getting back into it since a few months. I'm just trying. So this is the first apartment. This is the smallest one. It was kind of hard to make sure to fit everything in here, but we did it. In the end, we did it. I do like this one because it's small and I'm so used to building smaller apartments and houses in general. So at first I thought, well, let's just put the kitchen in the biggest part of the apartment, which was stupid. Because where will the sofa go? In a bit, you will see that it just didn't fit. It just didn't. I was struggling, and we also had the aircon in there, and it just didn't look good. I do, however, like the color of this kitchen. I never used these counters in this colorway, so that was new. I kind of liked it. And this is where I figured out it would not fit. Like, okay, only one sim lives here, so one chair for the dining part is fine. Well, it would be fine if it fits. It doesn't. So, in a bit, I will be moving the kitchen. And I think. I did that part off camera because it was just a hustle. But first, this is me trying to fit in a living room. Did no, just no. You cannot watch TV when you're so up close. I was like, oh, maybe a smaller sofa, but nope, it did not work. And that's when I had the thought of moving the kitchen. So there we go. Move, 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 and then we go off camera. Yep, there we are. And now I have room to make a proper living room. So the style for this apartment, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just kind of like the color of this wood, so I brought it back in every part of the house, like in the bed frame, in the table, and stuff like that. So for this apartment, I just used wood for um, style purposes, I guess. I think the sim that lives here really loves cooking because I was so focused on making a big kitchen that I think they really like cooking. I think it's their career. And I think that's why they don't mind putting a big kitchen in such a small space. Also, I just realized I never properly introduced myself besides being from the Netherlands. So, my name is Amber. It's actually my second name, but when I started my Instagram for Sims and everything, I decided to use my second name because I knew one day I wanted to do voiceover, live streams, just anything with my voice. And my first name, it is an American name, I guess, but it's a bit hard to pronounce in English because they do it differently than in Dutch, and I kind of like the private part of it. So maybe one day I will just go by my first name, but for now I like Amber. I really do like it. So I'm just using my second name, and that's Amber. And I live with my husband. We've been married for I think 8 months now. 8 months, yes, in April. We live with our little dog. We have a bunny together and we have a gerbil. Most people, well, a lot of people don't know what a gerbil is. It's actually a type of mouse, but I see it more like a hamster with a fluffy tail, a longer fluffy tail, and they cannot put stuff in their cheeks, but I feel like it's more a hamster. We've had hamsters too. And they're all so cute and we love them. Oh, anyway, we are off to the next apartment. For this apartment, I decided to build a bit more with the new pack, Life and Death. I wanted it to be a bit more dark, a bit mysterious. And I imagined the sim or sims, two sims can fit in here pretty easily. In here are, yeah, well, I think they're just keeping more to themselves. They are romantics, but they just like to be a bit private, I guess, like me. But I do not like black. I like colors, I like soft colors. I just love it when everything is very floral. And yeah, I actually have a ban from my husband to buy more floral dresses because I have too many and I'm just obsessed with them. Yeah, so for this build, it's just all a bit darker and the kitchen is darker too, but I actually like how it turned out. I would definitely move my sim here. I would not live here myself, but I will maybe use it for my own sim. Um, but I don't know. I'm more of a builder and a creative simmer than doing gameplay. Um, Unlike Laura B, she loves doing gameplay and building, of course. And she always has these huge families. And I'm just like, how do you do it? I already get stressed when I have one sim and a pet. And every time I try and have one child, it's just, it's so stressful to me. I just don't know how people do it. I'm in awe. But I will probably learn it one day. And until then, I will just enjoy myself with one sim and building. I'm fine with that. So yeah, as you can see, I'm moving a lot of the new items, which I really like. I love how they look. They're pretty modern, I guess, or contemporary. I don't know the styles exactly, but it's just more my style than the exterior of this build. And I do really like building black houses or apartments because it's very easy to blend everything together and it all just kind of looks good in my opinion. So I do really like building that, but just not for real life, which is also funny with my friend Laura because she doesn't like pink at all, but she loves building in pink. So I guess Sims really is a great tool to use your creativity and do stuff that you would never do in your own life, which is exactly what I love about it. It's a true escape for me. So right here, I'm just doing the bathroom, which I also really like. I love these tiles, and I'm so sad I didn't keep those. I really love that little detail of the brown in it, and I think it looked so well with the sink. I do not know why I deleted those. Just putting a bit more paintings in, and then this is a bigger apartment, and this is the first one where I'm putting in some kids stuff. Um, so that's also something I don't usually play with because I find having kids in Sims very hard, which I guess is very accurate, but because having kids is hard. I don't have kids, but that's fine. Yes, I will. Well, I do want them. I don't know if I can have them, but I do want them later on in life. So right here, I think it's gonna be a little girl who's just turned into a kid. She's still very into a bit more childish stuff. She loves her pinks and glitter and everything like that. She's me from when I was younger. Um, it's a very odd shape to work with, so I couldn't really fit in any big activities. But in a bit, you will see that I'm making another kids' room, and that's for I don't know, maybe a boy or maybe a girl who's more into the boyish stuff. If we're gonna be very black and white about that, I just think that kids should play with whatever they want. Um, so yeah, you will see that in a bit. He will have a bit more items to play with, so they could just share. Also, this is the top floor. So this is one of the big apartments. I'm not decorating both of them in this build because it's already long enough as is. You will probably be tired of me talking already. So I'm sorry for doing such a long voiceover, especially for the first time. But I'm so excited and I do have a lot of things to show and tell you. So I am excited to do more builds with a voiceover. This is the room I told you about. So they can do some drawings. They can listen to music. They can dance in here. I think this is just a cute little room. Um, and they do have a shared bathroom that we will be going to in a second here, I think. Also, I love this bed. I had not seen this swatch before because I don't usually play with kids, but I love the dinosaurs. It's so cute. I really do like dinosaurs. I wish I had like a dinosaur plushie when I was younger, but I didn't. Um yeah, for this bathroom, I am trying to incorporate different colors to make it look very cheerful, I guess. Just a bit more childish. And yeah, it's just a bathroom. I don't know what else to tell you about it. I was struggling to find some cool tiling for the walls and for the floor. I tried to combine these and it didn't look good. It was too much. The blues didn't match. Just nope. I can be so picky with colors. It's annoying myself. Then we have this huge room. This is gonna be the dining room, kitchen, and the living room. For this family, I will be building a family for this apartment. I imagine that it's gonna be two moms living here. And I think one of them is really into being with the kids, staying at home. So she's more like a stay-at-home mom, but I think she will be maybe be a writer of some sort. So she will be working from home because they are both um yeah, they're both like that. They both like to earn their own money. Um So that's why I wanted to make a bigger kitchen. So I imagine she spends her afternoons making cupcakes and stuff with the kids. And the other mom, I think she will have maybe an athletic job, I imagine, because they're already always inside in the apartment without a garden. So I imagine she spends her day being active for a job. I could never, but everyone has their own thing. Um, See, that's what I mean. Waffle maker. Just think one of the moms is really into just doing stuff with the kids. They both love them, of course, but I think one is just more into that. I do like the little corner I created, but then I had to do the dining room, which I remember being more of a struggle than this. Maybe that's another apartment. I don't know. Um, So yeah, I'm just keeping it pretty plain for the table, I think. Yeah, just some fruits. I didn't want to clutter it too much because I imagine this is a new apartment build. Everyone who's moved in here has only recently moved in here, so they have not collected so many things and items to put around the place. Of course, kids live here, so there will be a bit of a mess, but I just didn't clutter it too much because I just imagine all these families only I've moved in like 2 weeks ago or something. So I just wanted it to be a bit clean, which also I prefer. Also, not in real life. I'm quite messy and I don't care. I think it gives character to the place, but in Sims, I like to keep it a bit cleaner. Also, probably because I think gameplay is already so stressful, but that's just me. And if you have made it this far into listening and watching, I would love to hear your feedback on the build and just editing, maybe, and anything you can have feedback on, really, even the voiceover, because I love to improve myself all the time. So if you have any feedback, be kind, of course, but let me know. I would love to improve. So right here, I wanted to do a desk, but I thought that would be blocking the doorway a bit too much. So I decided to put in a little side table. I don't use them enough. So you will be seeing more side tables in this build, or just this apartment really, because I forgot about them the next time I continue building. But hey, who cares? um, oh yeah, we have the balcony here again. I wanted to have a little play corner for the kids, but I do imagine it's a bit scary to leave your kids out there, if I'm honest, on a balcony. I don't know. There is a fence, but I don't know. It feels a bit unsafe, so I didn't want to put too many kid stuff up here. There are some planters. I imagine the mom that's home with the kids, that she will be teaching the kids how to take care of plants, and maybe one day they can have a real pet. I imagine that would be very cool. This is the parents' bedroom. I really wanted to do something nice with this that I just love. I love pink. I love floral, as I told you. So a floral bedding, um, pink everything. It's more purple on the wall, I think. And then for the rug, I really like this design, but I didn't like how it went with the bedding. So I will be using this rug in a different build, I think. I just really love it. I want to have it myself. So I went looking for a different one, and I kind of wanted to mix and match different fabrics and different patterns, and I think this one worked pretty well. It tied in the light pink on the bedding and the dark pink on the wall. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. Um, as I just said, I'm just keeping it pretty clean and uncluttered. Same for this bedroom. They just don't have a lot of stuff, especially for the upstairs apartments. I imagine they might have a cleaner coming or something. I think they are a bit more loaded. I think they have a bit more money to spend. So yeah, that's just what I imagine. I also like the bedroom, the bathroom. Again, I'm switching them up all the time. This is also a bit of a mix and match of patterns, and I really like that. I like this apartment to be a bit more colorful, I guess. You will be seeing me use a lot of these small rocks by the shower. I just really love those. And maybe they got them in a welcome package when they move in. I don't know. We are near the end of this apartment. Just doing the toilet here. I'm just gonna put some stuff in the hallway. And that's basically it for this apartment build, I think. I've never used this little comfort thing. Ottoman? No. I don't know. The thing you can sit on with the green. I never really used it before. I did use other types of those, but I really like the swatch. I think it's very family like. I don't know. I love them. And then I found these stars, and I think it really fits the theme in there with the little carton plaything on the floor, the rocket, I think it's called. Yeah, it's called a rocket. So I like to give him a little starlight above his bed. Then in here we have another side table, as I predicted. Um, I don't know why I put in another playhouse at first. Dollhouse, playhouse, dollhouse. Also, I struggle with finding words in English, but also in Dutch. It's just something I have. I have chronic headaches, so it's kind of hard for me to speak properly sometimes. So please don't mind that. I'm sorry if it annoys you, but if it does, it's just me. Um, all right, so here we are on the first floor back again. Um, we only have to do the two apartment builds with the garden, so that's fun. This one also has a kids room. It's for a toddler, and I think no, it's just a toddler. Yeah, the room next to it is for the parents or parent. I don't know yet. I've not given a thought if this is going to be a single parent apartment. It might be. I think it will be because the garden also has like chickens and stuff. And I imagine if I was gonna be a single mom one day, I hope not because I really love my husband, but if that was the case, I love animals. I would just get animals wherever I am. So if I had an apartment with a small garden, I would definitely get any type of animal in there and I would just do crazy stuff like that. So maybe it is a single parent. I can see it. And on the side there, you could see a bit of the pre-furnished apartment. So it's very basic. And this is also something I would do if I was a single parent. I would just go crazy with floral patterns and all the colors. So yeah, this is gonna be a single parent sim. I'm excited to make it. I don't know if I'm gonna film making these sims. Maybe I can make them into shorts or something, or post them on TikTok. I don't know. I might. If you are still watching and listening, would you like to see that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Um, yeah, so I'm just putting in some stuff here. And I think for this apartment, I'm doing a bit of a yellow color scheme for the living room, which is very exciting. I never do that. I'm just putting in small bits of clutter. Yeah, yeah. I never do that, so that's big. It's huge. Just putting in some mismatched frames there. I really do like how this small bedroom turned out. So in this house I'm living in right now, like my real life house, we have plenty of bedrooms, but we decided to sleep in the smallest room there is because it just feels so cozy and homey, and it just gives me a feeling of being protected, I guess. So everyone thinks it's weird that we chose the smallest room and we have like many rooms to choose from. Even our gaming room is much bigger, but I don't know. I just like the comfort of it, I guess. Yeah, okay. This is the yellow. I'm so excited for this. So I wanted to use a yellow kitchen, a yellow everything. Um, and I just love how this turned out. It's not my favorite color at all, but in Sims, I really like this, especially with the wallpaper. And it's just so small, and I think the right word for it might be quaint. Not sure. But I just think this looks so cute, and it is a bit much maybe for some people and some Sims, but I just really like that this Sim is not scared to show their style and just really goes with it. And I think this Sim might have what type of career would it be? I could see them being a painter, but I didn't put in an easel. Mm, but they could be. Or maybe interior design. That would be cool too, because they do really like working on their interior and being a bit more expressive with it. So maybe they're an interior designer or just a stylist in general. Hmm. Definitely something creative. Oh, this was such a struggle too. The placement of this dining room. Or the dining table. I cannot even call it a room. It was so small in here. And then we also have this room to the garden that's taking up a lot of space in an already small apartment. So it was a struggle. But in the end, I think it looks pretty good. I did not playtest this apartment though. But I'm sure it all works. I think the Sims can go past the sofa really easily to go through that door to the main bedroom. I think it will be fine. I don't know why I did not test this apartment. But hey, I tried my best. It already took up so many hours. It was so much fun, but I will just never do it again. It was too much. I just kind of like the dopamine boost, I guess, I get when I finish stuff. And when it's a bit smaller, it's just easier for me to, I don't know, to work with it. So this is the garden. I love this garden. We have a little slide for the toddler, and we have a chicken coop, and we have some cozy seats on the picnic table. I just really like all of it. I would have loved this garden when I was younger. I just like it. And then they have their own barbecue. Because I think when you have a toddler, you cannot always attend all the more like communal barbecues. And maybe she will just be hosting a barbecue with her closest friends and some other toddlers. I don't know. I can imagine people liking that. Um, I just put some gnomes around the place to make it all cozy. And then this is the shared space. I put in two barbecues because Sims always just do whatever they want. So when you are gonna play with this apartment and you want to use a barbecue and there are already other Sims using the barbecue, I can just imagine it being annoying. So I put in two. Even though it's a small space, I put in two. I can really imagine having some summer nights in here. I like it. And then the last apartment. For this one, I really wanted it to be a bit more masculine. Use some blues, just make it a bit more cool, I guess. I imagine there is a couple living here, and one of the Sims is a musician. Um, so I think one of them is not home a lot. They're touring. I don't know. I'm just making it up as we go. So I think one of them is a musician and the other one is a bit more of a geek. I think they are really into reading and like to attend the geek festival. I can just really see that. Um, so this is a bit more of a cool apartment, not a lot of stuff, just the main necessities, but it still has a bit of character with all the blues. So yeah, I think the couple living here is a pretty cool couple. And I think they would love to attend those barbecues. And maybe the musician can even bring its guitar and just, go around the campfire and play songs. I can really imagine it. That'd be cute. I'm getting more and more excited to play in this apartment build, but it would also be stressful for me because then I want to play with more Sims too, and I just can't. But I really should practice. I really should. I would never do a let's play, I think, though, because it's gonna be so hard for me. So right here, I'm making the kitchen, and I do kind of like what I did with the extra wall in there. I'm just creating a little extra nook in here for the kitchen, a black kitchen too, but it's a whole different vibe than the other one upstairs. And it's gonna be a small, small living room, but I also do like how it looks. It gives me that cozy feeling that I like so much. Yeah, so that's the living room. I'm really curious to know what your favorite apartment is. The ones you've seen, of course, because the other ones are very simple and basic. But if you could choose to live in one of those yourself, not as your sim, but as yourself, which one would you choose? I personally would definitely choose the one we saw before this one, with all the floral patterns and the yellow kitchen. I would definitely choose that one. I love it. Or the smallest one at the beginning, but I think the one with the yellow kitchen. So I'm really curious to know what you would like to live in. And if you would like to live in an apartment like this, because many people live in here, maybe you don't like going out the door and always having to greet any neighbor you see, because I think you will meet your neighbors all the time. Um, I do prefer not to see as many people, but hey, everyone has their own kind of thing. In here, we're doing the last garden. As I said, I mentioned they love doing the barbecue, so they have a big barbecue. They have plenty of room to invite all their friends over. I think the musician has many friends. I'm gonna be putting in one of those blankets to watch the stars together, get a bit romantic. And I like how this one turned out too, and that's it. This was my apartment complex. It was a lot of talking. Next time I will not be doing such a long video or such a long voiceover, but I really wanted to talk you guys through all the interiors because there's so much going on. And I really hope you liked my first voiceover. And I hope to see you in the next one. So thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.